Welcome to Lola's Frugal Life Podcast. If you're on a mission to be more frugal with both your time and money, you're in the right place. In this podcast, we talk about topics that help enhance living a frugal lifestyle. The goal is to save time and money where we can so that we can use the rest on what matters most to us. We talk a lot about both time and money management so that we can waste as little as possible on both. We do this while also embracing a progress over perfection mindset. If that sounds good to you, then please stick around for the latest episode right after a few quick words from our sponsor. Hi everyone, welcome back to my meal planning episode. In this episode, each week, if you're new here, I just share with you my meal plan for my family for the upcoming week. And I also have a blog post that goes along with this at lolasfrugallife.com, where you can find links to any of the recipes that I share in this episode. The reason I do this is because I think could be helpful to some people out there that are maybe struggling for some ideas on putting their meal plan together, or maybe just need some motivation to put your meal plan together, and just to see that everyone is not making new recipes all the time, so you don't need to feel obligated to do that. If you listen to my meal plan weekly, you will find that I use the same recipes pretty much over and over again. I add in new things here and there, but I basically have like some simple rotations of meals on my meal plan so that my meal plan almost puts itself together. Like for example, we do hamburgers every other Tuesday. We do some type of taco/Mexican meal on Tuesday. Did I say Tuesday for hamburgers? I forget what I said. Anyway, every other Monday we do hamburgers. Tuesday we do some type of Mexican meal that I have on a rotation. So I do things like that to make meal planning really super easy, because we're still in a busy season of life right now. So maybe that can just kind of motivate you to kind of come up with some simplified plan to do your meal planning, because meal planning does save a lot of time and money. So anyway, this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, December 10th. So for Saturday, we're going to be making Jenny O's Best Ever Meatloaf, which is from allrecipes.com. And this is a meatloaf made with ground turkey. It's just the one we've always made, so that's what my kids are used to eating, and we all like it. So for sides, I normally always do Velveeta shells and cheese for a side dish with this meal, but this week I decided I'm going to try and make my own homemade shells and cheese. So I found a recipe called the recipe is called Easy Stovetop Macaroni and Cheese, and it's from justataste.com. So I'm going to give that a try as a side dish, and then I'm going to make air fryer roasted cauliflower and broccoli, which is from allrecipes.com. And I always pick one or the other, the cauliflower or broccoli. I don't do both because it just would be too much for my family to eat. So that's for Saturday. For Sunday, I'm going to be doing Parmesan crusted pork chops, which is from allrecipes.com. And then I'm going to be doing creamy spinach and mushroom tortellini with caramelized onions as a side dish, and that's from juliasalbum.com. We made that once before, I don't know, maybe a little over a month ago, and everybody really liked it. The only thing with that recipe is it does take quite a long time to caramelize the onions, so there's a lot of standing at the stove. So maybe if you want to listen to a podcast or listen to an audiobook or something while you're doing that, to make it a little more enjoyable, it was a little time consuming to make that part. For Monday, we do hot dogs once a month, so we are going to have hot dogs on Monday. I do home fried potatoes, which I don't have a link for in the air fryer, but I basically just I dice up some potatoes and peppers and onions and toss it with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper and cook it up in the air fryer until it's like a good doneness, I guess you would say. And then we will sometimes put that on the hot dog to make like an Italian hot dog, which is really good. And then I'll also do like a side of canned chili on the side with those hot dogs also. For Tuesday, I'm going to be doing cheesy chicken nachos for our Mexican theme night. This is from realsimple.com. I really love these nachos. It's made with shredded rotisserie chicken, and each time I've made this, I've actually gone to the store the same night and picked up the rotisserie chicken, because I usually food shop on Thursday, and I didn't want to buy it rotisserie chicken on Thursday and not use it until Tuesday. I don't know. It probably would be fine, but I just didn't want it sitting in the fridge all those days. So that's the only little bit of a pain in the neck with me making this recipe, is I do have to make a separate special trip out to pick up a rotisserie chicken the night I'm making it. But I just think it comes out so good. You lay the nachos on a tray, and then you just shred the rotisserie chicken and like cover the nachos with it, and then put cheese on top and bake it. And then you just put out like a bunch of sides like salsa or pico de gallo, avocado, any kinds of stuff that you like to top your nachos with. So that's one of our new favorite rotations for our Taco Tuesday night. Even though it's not tacos, it's still the theme. For Wednesday, we usually always do seafood. So this Wednesday, we're doing baked salmon. I think I usually do this every other week, but it's so simple. I just buy the salmon fillets. I brush them with a little bit of olive oil and season them with the Smokehouse Maple seasoning by McCormick. And I bake them in the oven at 450 degrees for like 12 minutes, and they come out perfect. Then I'm just making some buttered egg noodles on the side and some frozen vegetables. I always keep like some of those steam fresh type vegetables in the freezer, and I'll just grab one that goes with the meal and put it in the microwave, and that's like a really super easy meal. For Thursday, we always either do soup and grilled cheese or breakfast for dinner. So this week we're going to be doing breakfast for dinner, and I'm going to be doing scrambled eggs and some turkey bacon in the oven, which is from brended.com, and then some the potatoes again, the same exact potatoes that I make with the hot dogs, I'll be making for the breakfast for dinner. So again, I just take potatoes, peppers, and onions, dice them up, toss them with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, and toss them in the air fryer. Of course, you could do the same thing in the oven, and they would come out just as good. For me, it works out doing them in the air fryer because I have the turkey bacon cooking in the oven. So, if you were going to maybe do bacon on the stovetop, you could throw the potatoes and peppers and onions in the oven to roast them that way. Whatever works. So then for Friday, this is the last day of the meal plan. For Friday, I'm going to be doing slow cooker chicken stroganoff from allrecipes.com. This is a crazy easy slow cooker dish. You basically just put in the crock pot raw chicken breast, margarine or butter, Italian style dressing mix like the powdered package, and then cream cheese. Wait, hold on. I think you do the cream cheese part at the end. Yeah, at the end. So you just do the parts that I said. It's just the chicken breast, the butter, and the dry salad dressing mix. And then at the end, for like the last half hour, you add cream cheese and cream of chicken soup. You mix those together, and then you cook it. You add it to the chicken in the crock pot just for the last half hour so that it like heats through, so it makes like this creamy chicken. And then we always serve that over white rice. And then again, I'll just be doing some frozen vegetables, whatever we happen to have. I usually keep like peas or corn, or the edamame is really good. Any of those ones I could just kind of like throw in the microwave real quick and then have it for a side dish. So that is it for this week's meal plan. Again, you can find links to any of the recipes that I mentioned on my blog post, which goes along with each weekly meal plan, and it comes out on the same day as this episode. That is at lolasfrugallife.com. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you back here next week. Thank you so much for listening. So thank you for checking in for this podcast episode. And don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And you can find a blog post for most of my episodes and definitely all of my meal plan episodes at lolasfrugallife.com. You can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I could see you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast. Those ratings and reviews are what help the show come up better in search results so that other people can find this podcast. So that will really help me in growing my audience. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have an awesome day.